Well, good morning and welcome to the 4th of November 2024 as we start again the live broadcast on the Koikimedia network. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki and I welcome you all once again to my live program where we discuss, educate, and bring the conscious awareness to millions of Yoruba people around the world. And as usual, we use this platform to remind the international community on the reason and the quest of the Yoruba people to self-determination. So if you're new to this platform, please share the program and invite others to do so as much as possible. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ ohùn wa tí ẹ dẹ̀ ti ń láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ ohun tá à ń sọ nípa pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. Mo kí wa pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sí orí ìkànnì náà. Aago mẹ́ta ló lù lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú márùn-ún ní òkè gúúsù lọ́hùn níbi tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà. Aago mẹ́rin ó kọjá ìṣẹ́jú márùn-ún níbi tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà sleeping in darkness and waking up every day with the lies and hopefulness that things will get better. And that's exactly what they've been telling us for the last 64 years of the contraction put together by Britain. So my job on a daily basis is to debunk the lies, is to bring the truth, and to continue to remind Yoruba people that there is no amount of your expectation that Nigeria will come back to its sense. Nigeria will not come back to its sense. Rather, Nigeria will become a divided nation with many countries, most importantly, the Yorubas and the Biafra and the Arewa will pull out of this union. It's just about when exactly and how soon this is going to happen. That's the reason why many people are doubtful that the Yoruba people will be free from the shackles of this contraction very soon. So as we are getting ready for the program, please share the program and invite others to do so as much as possible. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o pé ṣe dáadáa ni mo tún ní àǹfààní àti bá yín torí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ lórí ìkànnì yìí wọ́n ló ń dé Nàìjíríà àmọ́ àwọn tó wà nílé they're still believing that one political party, one individual, or one set of people will come and rescue them from the shackles of the British colonization of Nigeria that has remained so and will not change until we get our freedom. And our freedom is not something you joke with. Freedom is something that keeps you awake. Each time you remember that you want to be free, you will wake up from your sleep, you will wake up from your daily activities, and you will demand that you need to be free. But many Nigerians that are Yorubas or that are other ethnic indigenous people do not think that they need to be free, but they want a country that unites, they want a country that works, they want a country that will provide all the basic needs of lives. But one thing I can tell us is that the illusion that you have been told for the last 64 years is that you would have a government that will provide all your basic needs. Gbogbo in tí ẹ need pé ìjọba máa provide it. But èmi àti ẹ mọ̀ pé ìwọ ló ń provide gbogbo needs ẹ. Ìjọba ò ní provide ẹ. Ìjọba will not provide your daily needs in as much as you expect them to do so. So that means that there's an illusion somewhere. Irọ́ wà níbí pé ọmọ Nigeria, our government, we will take care of you. And if you're one of those that believe that lies, you would realize that at your age today, you should not accept such a big lie. But the expectation is that it will change along the line. I am almost not 50 years old yet. I'm still below 50. And I've been told the same thing for almost 40 years plus, which is about 4 decades that I have spent on earth. We pray to spend another 40 more years if God's wish so. We pray to live longer than our parents. But most of our parents, Toku àti tó wà láyé, Nigeria parọ́ fún wọn, ó deceive wọn, ó gbé wọn ní gógó. Kódà ó sọ fún wọn pé ayé kan wà, bọ̀ kò ń ṣe inú Nigeria ló wà, ó dìgbà tó bá kú. I don't know how people got trapped that you have left the reality of living a better life, a peaceful life, a life that is well deserved. But you are told that no. You can't live such a life in Nigeria yet. But when you die, you would have the privilege to live in that kind of life. And what that means is that for many, many years, and I say many, many years, many innocent Nigerians believe such that you don't need a good life in Nigeria, but when you die, whoever you are going to meet, you will be in a good position. You would have, even they say that you have 24 hours constant electricity when you die in the heaven, that you will have good roads, that you will become much better. That means whatever you are suffering and why you are suffering should not concern you, because you're going to live a better life when you die. And I try to understand, is that how it is meant to be? Fáwọn ẹ̀yà tí have existed for thousands of years, that we were told that our empire network got up to Togo, Sierra Leone, and Ghana, Liberia, that the vast amount of our network means that we have the privilege to become one of the global innovators, economy, protection of people's lives and property. And that didn't happen. Let's read the anthem when we come back. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kágbéga, kágbéga, kágbéga fálérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹ̀yin tèmi tí a jọ wà lórí ìkànnì kí n lè sọ fún yín pé mo rí yín. Kẹ́yin náà lè mọ̀ pé ẹ̀rí èmi náà. Ṣé ká ṣe yẹn? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kíra wa. Mo kí bàbá mi Adéníyè Adéjùbírìl. Mo kí yín pé ẹ káàárọ̀, àdẹ̀kù ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun, àkó ọjọ́ ajé. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo lọ sọ́dọ̀ Bengal TV. Wọ́n ní bàbá, ìlú United Arab Emirates ni èmi wà tí aago 6 àárọ̀ ti lù lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, níbi tí ayé ń dùn. Àmọ́ kò dàbí pé kí n wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè mi tí wọ́n ní máa lò mí bí ẹrú ní United Arab Emirates. Gbogbo táwọn wá káàkiri lágbàáyé, gbogbo ìdààmú tí wọ́n kó fún wa, Ọlọ́run bá mi kó yín yọ níbẹ̀. Mo sọ pé ní agbára Elédùmarè tí èmi bá ṣì ń bẹ, èmi náà ṣeré bọ̀ ní UAE ní next year láti wá yọjú sẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ níbẹ̀. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí bàbá wa Ganiyu Ọdẹ. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì Yorùbá Abẹ́òkúta. Mo kí yín brother mi pé ṣé dáadáa ní ìlú Abẹ́òkúta. A ní lórí òkè àti pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, níbẹ̀ la gbé bí mi o, níbẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o, ilẹ̀ òmìnira. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o, lórí Olúmọ. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o, lórí Olúmọ. Abẹ́òkúta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá, ibẹ̀ la gbé bí mi o, níbẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o, ilẹ̀ òmìnira. Èmi yóò máa yọ̀ lórí Olúmọ, èmi yóò ṣògo nílọ́kàn mi, ní pé ìlú olókìkí o làwa Ẹ̀gbá ń gbé. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o, lórí Olúmọ. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o, lórí Olúmọ. Abẹ́òkúta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá. Àwa tí a jẹ́ ọmọ ìran ọmọ aládé, àwa wà níbi táwa. Mo kí bàbá mi Waris Jinadu. Wọ́n ní Yorùbá land nationalizing. Mo like òyìnbó yẹn. Brother mi Mukaila Saliu, mo kàn jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé bẹ́ ṣe ń rí mi lèmi náà rí yín. Àmọ́ tẹ́ bá kọ́mẹ́ǹtì ni o. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kọ́mẹ́ǹtì, mo mọ̀ yín. Akéde mo rí ẹ lórí Twitter space. Ọlá Ọmọlá, Ọmọlá, orúkọ tó bá ń pè ní Ọlá, richness. Àwọn Ọmọlá, àwa dẹni tó ń jẹ gungun káàkiri. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter tí ẹ̀ ń fi ẹ̀mí bá wa lọ. Mo kí ìyá wa Adébọ́lá Àdùnní, Shakiru Azeez, ó ì tí sùn, brother mi dáadáa. Mo kí ìyá wa tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ, ìyá wa Miláyọ̀ F. Ọmọ́tọ̀ṣọ́. Facebook dá, ó connect gbogbo wa, kò dàbí àwọn bàbá ó lọ́wọ́ nígbà tó ń pè fún independent. Ọ̀rẹ́ ni bá sọ̀rọ̀. Bí mi bá fẹ́ rẹ́ni bá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí, lẹ́yìn kí n tan kámẹ́rà, mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn wọlé. We are proud Yorubas and we will fight till our last blood to save millions of our Yorubas people in the creation of the British fraudulent amalgamation. Mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí Olúwafẹ́mi Akínọlá. Wọ́n ní Yorùbá national, here we go. Bàbá mi Tajudeen Owólabí, àwọn orúkọ ńláńlá. Ẹ jẹ́ n náwó fún yín. Original money ni o. Ọya ẹgbà £20 owó Belfast, 20 pounds owó England. Ṣé ná yín náírà? Ẹ má yẹn ná yín náírà o. Ẹja ná yín náírà. 1,000 owó Nàìjíríà. Ẹjẹ ná yín ní dọ́là. Election wà l'Amẹ́ríkà lọ́la. A máa dìbò l'Amẹ́ríkà lọ́la. Ẹ̀yà owó la bí. And these are very powerful currency. British currency. Owó ya ṣálí. Owó tó ń gbéyàn kúrò Nàìjíríà tó máa wá fàṣẹ ní London. Tó máa fàṣẹ wá send owó sí ní currency eléyìí. Wọ́n ní kó bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́lé. Ẹ bá mi ralẹ̀. Àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn á ní ṣé pé olówó tó pọ̀. Wọ́n á ya ralé. Wọ́n á máa kọ́lé ara wọn. Bàbá mi Tájúdé Owólabí mo ní mo ná yín lówó. Owó á máa wọlé bá yín ni. Among the current state of things in Nigeria, owó wọlé o. Owó ti há. Mo kí ẹ̀rín ayọ̀ náà la máa rí. Àní rí ẹ̀rín ìbànújẹ́. Mo kí bàbá mi Bámidélé Aliyu. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi lórí MixLR. It's your first time of seeing me. And you're wondering, what is wrong with this guy that he wants Nigeria to break? Because Nigeria, some people have even argued that please don't compare Nigeria with a zoo, because you live in the zoo country called UK, and when you go to zoo in Regent Street, they have electricity, they have veterinary doctors, they eat 3 square meals. Sometimes when the weather is cold, they keep them a little bit warm. When the weather is too warm, they give them ice cream. All the animals in the United Kingdom zoos are all doing very well. Baba mi Olúwafẹ́mi Akínọlá, Nigeria is not working. Many Nigerians knows that. But their argument is we should keep it like that, even though it's not working. Shakil Mokiembe, good morning. And on a serious note, because this platform is a serious platform, it's a platform that tries to bring the conscious awareness to millions of Yoruba people, mostly the ones in Nigeria. Because the one in Nigeria have been captured by the criminal politicians that told them that we are going to fix the road. We will give you 70,000 naira every month. Good morning, Mr. Olajide Ezekiel. I say shout out to you, my big brother. When I see people that are into housing building company, like my brother, according to his status on Facebook, when I see that, maybe you should look at this background, and you're going to look into my Facebook now if you want to see the background. Mr. Ezekiel, can you look at this background where I traveled last week during one of my, I don't get a job for London. I just move around, and I take pictures, upload it on Facebook, and show Nigerians that this is the kind of life I want for you. So my brother, engineer Olajide Ezekiel, something is going to pop up at my back now. Can you see that? Yes, I'm sure you start wondering, Koiki, these are the kind of project I want to handle. These are the kind of project I want to build. Gigantic 50-story building somewhere in Akoko, where Ghanaian Adams come from, that doesn't have electricity, I've been there, so don't tell me anything, okay? Molosi Akoko, Kunle Shita, good morning. I'm still with my Egbon Olajide Ezekiel, because he says he is a construction and a building engineer. And I believe he says he studied at Ondo Boys High School. So in Tenwoye, Mr. Olajide, these are ongoing projects of 40, 50-story buildings where you will need a lot of artisans, a lot of engineers that are not going to be selling puff-puff on Ojuelegba. Engineers that can design the right kind of accommodation, the one that we will sell to foreigners. Like UK knows that better. The UK build houses not to sell to me, they're building houses to sell to foreign investors. So Mr. Olajide Ezekiel knows the meaning of Yoruba nation because he wants to build his own kind of nice architect better than Cocoa House, because we should be building better than Cocoa House. We shouldn't be building Cocoa House. We should build 5, 7 times better than what Cocoa House is giving us today. But apparently, we've all think that we can do that in Nigeria. I don't know, but maybe if anybody can help. Do we have any 40-story building apart from Cocoa House and apart from Lagos? Do we have any 40-story building in anywhere in Southwest apart from Lagos? I don't know whether Lagos has, because Lagos is Lagos is a cozy, excellency, state of excellency where the basic things of life, they don't have it. But everybody is still, 20 million people every day. Right now, people are waking up in Songo. They are going to trek for 1 hour, then get a bus, then get a trekking. They are going to work. Good morning, Governor Bello Aziz. The governor Mawalowo. Jayola Temitayo, good morning. Aziz Badeshire spoke to me on a video call. He's the only one that can call me on video call apart from my mom and my wife. Any other person, don't call me on video call. Aziz Nikonimofuni, that privilege. So he can call me any day, anytime, and he can do so on a video call. So shout out to you. Easy dollar, we call it. Easy dollar. I'm on easy. Oh no. I got a lot of money from him. Alone. Mo gba dọ́là gidi lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, inú ìṣẹ̀gbọ́n yìí. Gbé dọ́là wá, dọ́là, gba dọ́là lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Kò ní tán fún ẹ níbẹ̀. Gbogbo ibi tó ti náwó tó ti mú jáde kò ní tán. Let's return back after that bit of, lively, but the real deal is, what is the meaning of Yoruba nation? Can anybody give me the meaning of Yoruba nation? What is the meaning of Yoruba nation? Moki Fama King, Mr. Fama Akinwa Abiola, Mokisa Ekabo, Lori Konwa, Lori Twitter space. You can also remember to thumbs up for this program and also share to your church. Share it now, please. I'm begging you. Help me to just share to that your church. Remember that your old student association. Go and drop it there. And they'll say, this Koiki again, this Koiki again. But the same people are now asking me to come and donate money. My own, Axoba 95. I refuse to donate any jack shit for anything called the school again. That is the responsibility of the government, not my responsibility. I'm still a proud Axoba, and I'm making Axoba very proud, because for every day I come out on Yoruba Nation, I am a product of Abeokuta Grammar School, and I have my school cert. At least I can bring it out any day. Your president cannot give us his school cert. Buhari school cert was missing. Tinubu school cert was nowhere to be found. I am a product of Abeokuta Grammar School. I think somebody is giving us the answer to my question. Let's not get carried away too much, because this platform is not a joke. I asked the question, what is the meaning of Yoruba nation? Kini Ankpeni Yoruba nation. And before I go further, there is somebody dear to my heart. I won't say who the person is. Should I say it? No. Sometimes you keep everything private. But happy birthday to a princess. That's all I will say. Happy birthday. That's all. Hmm? You want me to start breaking it down? Do you think I will be giving Biafra sunshine? They will rise and they will defeat the criminal terrorist country under the leadership of my, anytime I want to talk to my PM, you don't think he's worth be a PM. How old was Buhari when he was taking charge of Nigeria? So Simon Ekpa, the Odugudubu, I was showing my mom yesterday, they gave Simon Ekpa some tribal mark. The one that is going to complete the mission to rescue and deliver the Biafra with his cabinet and with the support of millions of Biafra with all their money and their blood. And Koikimedia will continue to support that same vision of self-determination under the rules of engagement. You can carry weapon. Under the rules of recreation, you can declare, but make sure you have enough weapon. So I beg the Biafrans, every time they're asking for donation, please donate. Because Simon Ekpa needs that final money to push terrorist Nigeria out of Biafra land because it does not belong to anybody. So, Odogudugu, I say shout out to all my Biafra brothers and sisters. Because anytime I send Simon Ekpa message, he replies me, okay? So I got to make sure that I keep the alliance very strong between me and him. So let's go back to the question, because a lot of people are giving me answers and say, Koiki, you are asking questions, but you are not reading the comment section out, and you are wasting our time. Remember that data we are using in America. Remember that we are using data in Europe. So let's pick from Waris Chinodu. The question I ask is, what is the meaning of Yoruba nation? Just reason I just cite you. Just reason. Sometimes I think like just eat. You know that in UK we have what they call just eat. Just eat it. Eat that burger. Eat that chicken. And sometimes they are not organic like Yoruba land. You know all those chicken in Yoruba land, the one where they chop everything on the floor. Those ones now original chicken, not the Kentucky chicken where they don't put into oven, put every factory and then deliver to the stores. Let's go back to many answers that have popped up. And I think I should put my phone here to see some of your comments as well. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Ìbéèrè tá ṣe ń béèrè ni pé, kí ni wọ́n pè ní Yoruba nation? What is the meaning? And many people have given me answers. And I want to help you out to read it out quickly. So where should we start? I think we should go to the first person so that Kimawa bias. Koiki, na me first give you the answer. You can't go they read Ayomikun. I think say because Ayomikun they give you money. No. So let's quickly look at the meaning. The meaning of Yoruba nation. I'm thinking I should read from the laptop or should I read it from here? Because this one is a very long one. And it is important that we record a copy again. But Niboni, why am I not seeing it here? That's what I don't know. Let's come back again here. Have you shared this program to your colleagues, your work colleagues? Share it now, please. I love you. Please. Udo, I beg you now. Ẹ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ má wèwà mi, ẹ bá mi share. Ẹ gbọ́ wọlé share button. I need more people to come and listen, because people that are living in darkness must understand the truth. Okay, why am I not seeing? Commenting. Okay, Ori Koiki. Okay, I know why I'm not seeing it. I can see the comments here, but I want to read it from here. So I'm going to open Facebook and then look for Koikimedia Odudua. I have 4 Facebook. The original one, all of them are original now. There's no fake. That is called Koikimedia. Then we now have what they call we now have what they call the Koikimedia Odudua. You know, those are like a backup. That one is where me and Igbowo, I can't change that DPO, that status. That was when I went to Nigeria in 2021 with Igbowo the first time. We went to Igogon. If you know, she went to Ni Ayeta. I was just a journalist. Now, let's come back to call the Koikimedia Odudua. Don't listen to yourself again now. All right, I'm still trying to. I'm going to read all your questions. All your, I have it now here. So, actually, going to Baba me, Ganiyu Ode. The guy called Ganiyu Ode says is a facility manager, and that is a job that Walata, my cousin Oloriebe, is doing. Walata is managing a building that is worth, and I don't want to be too exaggeration, but building Tiwalata manage, there are two different sites, and those buildings worth combined together close to about 70 million pounds sterling, and I'm not joking. Olori Ebitimanso Walata is a facility manager. Imagine how many buildings we can build in Yoruba land, and I will say Walata, Kilon Sheni UK, after 20 years like me, Omo, Bepage, Alile, ma only Deni Ekiti. Loma about manage buildings here. But the problem in Nigeria is they can build new things, but they can't manage. Evil country. Let's go to Ghani, you or the question I asked. Continue to put yours as well. Jimmy Koya. Go straight to the point. I'm just happy. Ghani Ode says, and I quote, the term Yoruba nation refers to the collective identity and aspirations of the Yoruba people, an ethnic group primarily found in Nigeria, as well as in the parts of Benin and Togo. The concept encompasses several key aspects. Number one, cultural identity. Cultural identity. Yoruba nation emphasizes the rich cultural heritage, language, ede, customs, and traditions of the Yoruba people. These include their artistic expressions, religious, living in harmony, never fight each other until the evil people from Arab country infiltrated us with their own kind of Islam that is fighting Christian, that is fighting our tradition. It has never been so in Yoruba land. It has, I'm just adding this to it, okay? It has always been a peaceful harmony. My grandmother lives in Adeniji. You can go and verify. She died as Alhaja. But below is our Christian family friend that we live on the same building. I've never, till I left and until I heard that Elijah died, that there was awọ láàrin àwọn méjèèjì pé wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ síra wọn. Ó dà pẹ́ gbọ́ mi. Between a Muslim background family and our Christian underneath. And with that Christian, opposite are the people that does tradition. And the three live in the same building. Kolurawa, Barawa Odiri. But the new social media now, we have been infiltrated. So we come back to that. Let's go back to the discussion. These include their artistic expressions, religious practice, and social norms. Number two, political aspirations. In recent years, the term has gained political significances, particularly in the context of calls for greater autonomy or independence within Nigeria. And what does that mean quickly? We don't want to let Nigeria operate on our behalf anymore. We want a Yoruba government that would be independent of its people, like Germany, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Ukraine, Russia, United Kingdom, and many countries. I'd like to show you my map around the world that are even less than the population of the Yoruba people. I'm talking about Lithuania. Remember, we talked about Lithuania declaring in 1980 from Soviet Union. Continue to type in the meaning of Yoruba nation. I will read it out, I promise you. And don't go anywhere yet. Ashebereni. It is called the quest and the right of the Yoruba people to the international community, the meaning of Yoruba, because they don't know the meaning of Yoruba nation. Imagine French president is deceiving us that we should keep Nigeria, even though in his own country they speak one language. Imagine German chancellor lying to Nigeria that we keep one Nigeria, even though in Germany they speak one language. Imagine people in Belgium telling us to speak different language but remain one Nigeria. I just want you to remember that all these countries that are partnership with that criminal trade route country called Nigeria, not the people. I am not saying we don't have criminal people there, but not the people. We are talking about the criminal entity business center set up by Britain, and they can dip their hands in there anytime. Let's go back and read more. Autonomy or independence within Nigeria. Some groups advocate for establishment of a separate Yoruba state. I like that word, separate. Look, can you see? Separate. This is called remote control. Remote control. And this is called AirPod. You put it on your ears, and what it does, you listen to something using your AirPod. It cost me a lot of money. I just bought it. I just bought it. You want to pay for it? £120. I will take it if you refund me back my money. So we don't want to be known under any fraudulent restructure, because if you are still restructured, you are still underneath a country called Nigeria. You cannot have your own currency. I don't know whether some of you know that. You will still be using Naira if you restructure Nigeria. But I want to have a Yoruba country that has its own currency, but most importantly, its own economy, because the economy is the important of the world. And what can you use as economy? The human talent. The millions of Yoruba people that are so talented that today, that their talent cannot be of useful to them and the community and the society at large. Is it your first time of listening to me? Just thumbs up and love and share. Let's go back. We are still talking about the meaning of Yoruba nation. I'm still coming to read yours, Mukaila Saliu. Mumba Wakati, Bubayewa, Mukiyawa, Iyabo, Kuku, Kanu, Ekabo Kaniwa, Mukiyawa, Evelyn, Ola. Teba comment, it will be better for me. I can see you. But if you want to remain anonymous, Koikimedia comment. Facebook. I understand. Muki, our silent listeners. Silent listeners. Let's go back, because this is not a joking matter. Why do we want Yoruba nation, and what is the meaning is what we are discussing right now. Evelyn, you see, love, Koiki, I love you. You know, when I get those prayers from these our mothers, it keeps me jiggy jiggy. You know what my wife always say? Oko ya won dua. Money, you're a jealous woman. Leave me and won ya dua. And oko ya won dua. That's what my wife normally calls me. And oko gbogbo awon ya dua. Olada si awa pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wa. A máa gba country wa. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa fún wa gbà. Àmọ́ káwa náà máa sùn. Ṣé rí pé mi náà sùn? Ó yẹ kí n wà lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ni. Bó mo ti jí. Bí mo bá fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tó fi gba pounds, wà dìde. Why did they? So so because of the time, and we are 40 minutes into the program, let's go back to what our brother wrote. Ganil, we are still on number 2. We want a separate country. We are not fighting Tinubu. We are not fighting any government. We are not fighting anybody. We just want a separate country. Just a separate country now. Because the world is a big place. Don't let anybody deceive you. The world is still expecting many countries to come into it because nobody has the monopoly to the world. So let's go back. Nigeria, some groups advocate for the establishment of a separate Yoruba state or increased regional governance, reflecting dissatisfaction with the current political structure in Nigeria. You know, they like our money. Oh yeah, Koiki, send money, but you're not going to get the right to vote. Do you know that Nigerians in the diaspora have not been given diaspora voting? I think Ghana can vote outside. I'm not too sure. The comment section. I think the Ghanaians can vote outside Ghana. But the giant of Africa, the giant of Africa, they like only our money and the Canadian dollar and whoever is sending money from Libya. Imagine people in Libya can build 2-bedroom flats in Nigeria, but the person within inside Nigeria cannot build a bungalow. How did this all happen? It's because until we have a political structure away from Nigeria, everybody will have a better life to live. Number 3, unity and solidarity. Yoruba nation also signifies a sense of unity among Yoruba people within Nigeria and in the diaspora. Kò sí bá ṣe lè nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa tó, kò sí bá ṣe lè hate ara wa tó, tó bá tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ sì gbọ́pọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ni. Kí ló wọ̀? I'm talking to our mothers now. Òrọ̀ rẹ̀ tábà lọ pàtí nìyẹn, òrọ̀ rẹ̀ orí góòlù tó wọ̀, òun kọ́ ló ní góòlù yẹn o. Báwo lẹ̀yin ṣe mọ̀ pé òun kọ́ ló ní góòlù yẹn? But we love each other, but we are also people that just sometimes mo ò ní ṣoore mọ́ irọ́ ni o, ó sì máa ṣoore o. Àwọn Yorùbá ló máa ń ṣoore, oore tá a ṣe ló kó bá wa báyìí. Oore tá a ṣe òun ló fi àdánwò tí Elédùmarè Ọlọ́run ọba tí Jésù tá ń pè. Torí what God cannot do does not exist. Yorùbá máa tú kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Inshallah, we will do everything within our power, every one of us, to stop the British enterprise called Nigeria. So let's go back and read more. Unity, la wà lórí ẹ̀. It represents effort to promote collaboration and solidarity among Yoruba individuals and community worldwide. Without a Yoruba country, you cannot tell the British Prime Minister in the near future to give you Isheshe Day because they will ask you are part of Nigeria. We can only give you Independence Day, which is the one that joined us together. Break away from Nigeria. Many countries around the world will celebrate our Isheshe. They will celebrate whoever we are as people, and we will have our own Yoruba embassy around the world. Let's move swiftly because I have a lot of people that have also told me something about what is the meaning of Yoruba nation, and I want to read everything out. This is what we're using for our program. You know, any question, respond, and we're reading it from all the platforms. Good morning once again to you all, and share the program. Love and like. Number 4, advocacy for right movement associated with Yoruba nation. Because we have lived in Nigeria for too long, you'll be hearing Association of Nigerians, the Association of Nigerians in the UK. The moment we have our independent country, we will start opening Yoruba Association of Nurses in the UK, Yoruba Association of Doctors, and we can still work with other countries and even those that we call our neighbors after we left Nigeria. Yeah, like Yeni. So that Egbe Omo Yoruba to jẹ́ olùkọ́, teachers, and especially those of us that are diaspora. So there will be a lot of different association. The one that you're currently in, don't fight them and just leave. Educate them on the reason why Yoruba wants to be independent, which is why we're discussing this. So rather than fight the Association of Nigerians, I still have relationship with Central Association of Nigerians in the UK, even though I don't participate in anything that they are doing anymore. But I still have people that are their uncles, sisters. Let's continue to tell, especially among Yoruba, to one in association, because some of them will say, Yoruba nation, tí Akintoye àti Igboho ń jà fún. Yorùbá lẹ́yìn náà nà ẹ má máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó dáa ni ṣègbè Yorùbá ni gbogbo wa èdè Yorùbá ló ń jáde lẹ́nu wa ẹ má máa sọ pé Yorùbá nation ta Akíntóyè tá bá gbà ṣé Akíntóyè nìkan ló máa jẹ àǹfààní àbí Ìgbòho kẹtẹ sọ pé ẹ like me because of my utterances, because I've heard people say that nurses in this country that are Yoruba dislike what I'm doing. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, people confide in me and say, Koiki, mo kàn ní sọ fún ẹni o sọ hospital yẹn fún mi. In the UK, nurses that are Yorubas are going against what I am talking about. And the same people will send money home for their father-in-law to be taken to one fake general hospital that he will eventually die. Let's come back quickly. Advocates for rights movement associated Lashiwaluriye. Why we want Yoruba nation is advocating for the right and the welfare of the Yoruba people. I'm not joking, I'm not making this up. Mama tó pè mí, wọ́n náà kọ́ láti jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ ni o. Pé ní hospital táwọn ti ń ṣiṣẹ́, àwọn Yoruba nurse, mo mọ̀ mélòó ni wọ́n ní wọ́n wà against pé tí mò ń ṣe pé kí ni Koiki ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. And they, you know all those normal other words, a man low against me. It's fine. At least, Ọlọ́run ṣèdájọ́ gbogbo wa. Ní UK ni mo ń sọ, kí nọ́ọ̀sì máa sọ fún pé tata ni Koiki, wọ́n ló ń sọ̀rọ̀, Koiki wo, Yorùbá nation wo ló ń ṣe, Koiki wo. It's okay. Ẹnu ẹni gbogbo ọjọ́ wa. Ẹ̀yin ti ní ìwé àbí, ẹ̀ bó ṣe máa ń rí nìyẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n bá ti gbàwé egungun alẹ́ ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ níwèé ẹ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rọra manage bẹ́ẹ̀ ti níwèé nísìn so ẹ lè lọ Nàìjíríà ẹ lè send £10 kó fi gba 20,000 so ìyẹn la fi máa ṣe àbí ká send £10 kó fi gba no kò mọ̀ send èmi náà send lánàá káwọn èèyàn sáré bá wa Mr. Koiki ibi ṣe wà báyìí ibi fi pa mí pa kò sí nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ mi. I was sending £5. £5 are for money, big money in Nigeria, which is 10,000 naira. £5 this morning is giving you 10,000 naira because I sent money yesterday through Lemfi and I have my record. I'm not saying it because of anything. I'm just saying that, is that what we want to be doing? When our people wants to work, anything must send the WOC, only big farm kò lè débẹ̀. Fulani ò jẹ́ kó gbádùn. Only farm. But kò lè débẹ̀ Fúlàní ò yẹ kó gbádùn àgbẹ̀ lọ́ba lásọ tó yẹ kó ní owó lọ́wọ́ ó yẹ káwọn máa ṣẹ́ pounds wa padà fún wa ní pounds wo lẹ́ ń sọ a máa ṣẹ́ sí wẹ́wẹ́ but we are in where we are so ká máa send the £10 ká máa send the dollar ká máa fi gba náírà ìyẹn la fi jókòó tì mò ń bọ̀ torí àsìkò. Overall, and thank you so much for this write-up, and I'm going to copy it and send it to myself as an email. I love this, and I hope you don't mind. Overall, the Yoruba nation embodies both a cultural and political movement aimed at preserving and promoting identity interests of the people. So I can copy it. Model of send the ceramic. I should go to Baba mi Ganio. If you want to see really you to buy in Leko, Koda, Uri, Maybe a larger Shomoluni. So I'm going to go and send it to myself so that things like this should be on my record. I love that write-up. I'm going to read yours as well in a minute, Mukala, because I can see yours and others as well. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Ago mẹ́rin ló ṣe fẹ́ lù lọ́dọ̀ wa. Ago márùn-ún fẹ́ lù lọ́dọ̀ tí ń lọ. Ẹ ti fẹ́ máa gbéra láti lọ wá jíjẹ àti mímu. Níbi tá ti ń lọ wá jíjẹ àti mímu, ànípàdé tó máa jẹ wá. Gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n kó wa sínú ẹ̀ tá fi gbéra wa ní Nàìjíríà. Ọlọ́run ọba àjọ nínú ọlẹ́ àtúwálẹ̀ láì ní ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ but can't prepare for the worst case scenario. So I've just emailed myself this so that I don't forget. Now, let's come back to Mr. Mukaila. Any Yoruba nation is a total freedom of our race. Yoruba nation also means liberation to all African nations. Àwọn Mali àti Niger ti rescue ara wọn. Mali and Niger, smaller countries. Imagine Niger told America, we give you 3 weeks to evacuate the largest drone in Niger, in Neyman, the largest in Africa, not in the world. Do you know what that means? Those drones are big like this, big, massive drone. Oh my, be plane in it. And they use that to overcheck whatever they are checking and whatever they are doing, we don't know. But Niger, the small country, told America, pack everything and get the hell out. We own this. That is what we're going to do at the appropriate time to any country that is against Yoruba nation. Gbogbo ìlú tó bá lòdì sí pé ká gba country wa lórí ilẹ̀ yẹn ìtàmáṣe fún yín nìyẹn. And Koiki má tún sọ yẹn síta náà ó yí gbé yẹn sábẹ́ ẹkùn ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ fún wọn lẹ́yọ kankan. Ìtàmáṣe yẹn láì tí sọ, but we will make sure that ẹ nílé láǹfààní àti jẹ̀gbádùn tẹ̀ ń ṣe nínú ilẹ̀ wa, because báwo ni àwọn kan máa jí gold. I have the evidence, even though it's on this phone, but it's backup. Evidence of raw gold during Buhari, not during Tinubu, during Buhari, they were moving it out. And if I go back to the Minister of Mining, I think that's Dele Alake, because that article, we wrote it out on my blog, on website, that many of the stolen gold ends up in United Arab Emirates. And I have evidence. I'm not making this up. I have evidence with the flight details, because we have people now, and I don't pay people for information. But people are ready to give information, but we can't reveal too much because some of them are still in that, so that we don't compromise them. Wokoda ẹni tó send the day pé weight gold yẹn or send the me or take bushing based on the scale or send pictures in me. Koiki and when they bring those gold, you will not know because there's less security. You will not even know that that vehicle gold will be low. Raw gold being moved out of Osun State. I can name the state. Osun State. Àwọn adé wà ní abroad. Àwọn jumper kiri. Àwọn tracksuit kiri. Àwọn tó wà nílé ìyà ń jẹ wọ́n. Let's move swiftly because we have many comments on the meaning of Yoruba nation that I asked for. Kamalo, lose plot and the reason why we are sitting here. We hope to do another 1 hour. Actually 1 hour. I'll see. Let's move swiftly and read more comments. Babawa Waris Jinodu says, a Yoruba nation that can to self-determine its political and social rights. Let me explain that bit. Many Yoruba people don't know that we are still going to do politics. They still don't know that you would have rights that Nigeria refused to give us. My wife was asking me, she mo sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn minor tí wọ́n kó lọ sí Abuja. Mo ní mo sọ̀rọ̀, ó náà wọ́n rò pé mo ń gbọ́n kan tí mo sọ dáadáa. Mo ní mo sọ̀rọ̀. If you remain in Nigeria, there's no amount of whatever you say with any government, and it's not about Tinubu's government, your right will still not be given to you. You will struggle with your right. You will struggle to understand why a VIO is removing a plate number from a vehicle and they are blocking the rear view and they are making that vehicle to become prone to be stopped by another VIO in the front. I don't think you understand that. A vehicle was stopped. They blocked the rear view. and another criminal VIO was removing the plate number. Why? That is your right has been taken away from you. We are not going to condone crime, just like UK does not, but doesn't mean that there is no crime in this country. Every day, there's crime committed against women, there's crime committed against children, there's crime committed against people. But one thing is, those crimes will be vetted, those crimes will be checked. I was watching a particular YouTube channel, I can't remember the name. The man I was told, according to the video, is a police officer in Bromley. I don't take alcohol, but if you do, take as much as you can control yourself. The man went to a party in the UK and something led to something. The people won't get around yet. I understand that sometimes, we could be a bit temperamented and we could be, but this country does not tolerate all such. In a nutshell, he lost his job because Olokbani kò lè bá òun ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́. And I'm told from that video, I didn't know that one of the best pension, maybe not number one, is to retire from the police, that they have a good pension in this country. And imagine, because of alcohol, you lost a career. He will get another career, but not that career of being working for police. So let us just try as much as, it's not easy. So we pray that we can hold things down so that we don't use it to reflect on others. Mukiawa Balatito Adebesan Eshigonima. Abiodun Hassan, good morning. So let's go back to Arish quickly. Amberi Iberi, you can help me to put your comment as well. What is the meaning of Yoruba nation is the question that I've asked. And I'm reading some of what people wrote. Warish again, I'm reading from the beginning without interruption. A Yoruba nation that can, to self-determine its political social right, constitution, treasury, controller, currency, local languages, policing, armies, border control. The army will be our own, not like the Nigerian army that intimidate and all that nonsense. So I'm going to move swiftly. Oyindamola Olabisi Mofitowotowo. Ken just says, hello, brother. I like what you're doing, but why is it that whenever the Igbos talk about their own freedom from Nigeria, you Yorubas will become so angry? You are getting it. This is where you got to be conscious of when you say you Yorubas. Is it all the Igbos that want Biafra? The answer is no. But yes, we have probably about 85% of Biafrans that want a total independence, but not the Igbos, not all the Igbos. So how do you think that it is we that want self-determination that is saying that when the Igbos want their freedom, Yorubas will become so angry? Which of the Yorubas? Maybe the ones that you call Afonjas, but not the set of Yorubas under the leadership of Professor Akintoye and Igboho. Why should we be angry? Maybe because before we realized this, because you started before us, but we have also been asking for a lot of things in Nigeria. So the word you is not the population of all the Yorubas. And you must understand that that's the reason why everybody needs to go their separate ways, because we don't know each other. So Ken Justice, we don't know each other. It is the British that created this mess, but many Yoruba that still doesn't understand is because they think that Tinubu has something to offer. And that's why they played that ethnic card during the election. We are not part of those set of people. And I hope that is clear and understood. Yes, we will still have fight between us there and there. But when we have our country, we will know how to deal with you lot as well that are committing all manners of crimes in Yoruba land, just like you are being dealt with in other countries. Because I saw a video where the Igbos were being dealt with in India for whatever thing that they were doing there. So India doesn't tolerate you to commit crime there. You commit crime, you will face your consequences. You take drugs to Asia, which we know that that is the route for drugs that the people from the Southeast does. The Yorubas are into fraudulent activities, documents, all that will not be tolerated in Biafra land. All that should not be tolerated as well in a Yoruba nation. But all that is currently being tolerated in a contraction you call Nigeria. And I hope that answers your question. Olajide Ajikobi say, quite an age brother. Keep the good work going. There is no two ways about it. Yoruba nation is the answer. Our people back home are not in good condition. They can never be in good condition. It's not a cause. Their life will be much miserable under this fraudulent political party called APC. So we just have to gain our autonomy. Now, I like that word autonomy. Let me quickly give us the meaning of autonomy according to the English dictionary. What is the meaning of the word
autonomy?
It is spelled Alpha Uniform Tango Oscar November Oscar Mike Yankee. I will do another 30 minutes and we end this broadcast. So it will just be 1 hour, 30 minutes. Autonomy, the right or condition of self-government. So Omo Yoruba don't disagree with what you are actually doing is you are pushing us away from having a true self-government. Ìjọba tarawa. Yes, you can say, but Koiki, we have House of Reps, senators, governors, but they are all still embedded within Nigeria. Even your state governors cannot access the resources under the foot of the soil in the state. You know why? Because they don't have a full
autonomy
of that. And that is why you wonder why we say we have gold in Oshun, but even people in Oshun are suffering to have 3 square meal because I need full right to
autonomy.
And the simple term is just the ability to make your own decisions. And you can't make any decisions because as long as you are in one Nigeria, decisions will be made from the federal, which is not reflecting the lives of millions of our people today. So I hope that is clear. Let's go back again to read more of the comment that is coming through very fast. Just Reason say, and we are fool to believe the country only depend on oil. Luri Iro. Oil. Brother, I love your answer. You are really educated and civilized. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Ken Just. Well, I've lived in the UK for 25 years, and if that doesn't reflect in me, then there's no point living here. We might argue, we might disagree, it's normal norms. So, but like I said, even we have Yoruba that are against, I don't know whether you just came into the broadcast. Yoruba women, not all of them, in a particular hospital in the UK are against this Yoruba nation that I'm doing. Because the woman that they told worked in that hospital and told me, do you understand what that means? This is Yoruba diaspora. They are Nigerians. And they want to deassociate themselves from what we are doing. They don't even want anybody to know that they are part of it at all. They are fully against. They are not one, they are not two. And that is people that you would think that they are well civilized. Because if you leave Nigeria and live in this country for one day, one night, from the airport, you will know that this country is civilized. Because your airport that you traveled from, the moment you arrive at Heathrow, Gatwick, Luton, Birmingham, wherever you arrive, you will see civilization. And right there, you realize that you're coming from a banana republic country. Because the way immigration handles you in Nigeria, you'll be wondering whether the world is coming to an end, especially if you're a first-time traveler. They know you. They can see it in your body language. They can then intimidate you. They can imagine they're asking you, how did you get your visa? That is not their business. That should be the business of your arrival at the immigration port in the UK. But it is Nigeria. So Waris Jinadu went further to say, no to location 419 influencer on Yoruba land. That is another big problem we're having. Those influencers. those fake influencers that they are being paid to discredit and put many narratives that it is not worth having Yoruba nation. One of them is Reno. If you listen to Reno, you are going to get carried away with his nonsense right up. Reno was part of Jonathan's government, and only God knows how much he made out of that government. Listen to him at your own prerogative. Let's move swiftly because of my time. Dennis says, see what is going on in Burkina Faso. That nation will be the next Africa Dubai in a short period, and I totally agree. Just recently, even some Yorubas I may disagree with Yoruba nation, but they are now getting wiser. I'm sure they will get wiser because many of their people cannot eat 3 square meals, and the pressure is coming back on them in reverse. I still have more comment to read quickly because at exactly 24 minutes, I will be ending this program. So I'm still asking the question, what is the meaning of Yoruba nation? Kí ni wọ́n pè ní Yoruba nation? Gani Olóyèdé sọ pé nonsense statement. Yoruba nation, Babawa Kitoye. I didn't catch what you said there, but let me go back. Aziz Badeshere, Miami, Florida says, good evening to Igbowo Osha, Omo Aladekun. Gani Olóyèdé says, good morning, the last man standing. You also went further that Yoruba nation is the peoples with the same language, culture, and the same land. We're not fighting for the peoples that own their land in the north. We're not even fighting to save Hausa language. We're not fighting to save Hausa culture. We're not fighting to let the Biafra or the Igbos, to keep their language. We are fighting so that we can be able to be identified. And that, I think, is what we should be talking about. So thank you so much, Gani Olóyèdé. I saw Ayomi Kundamiju comment somewhere. I'm going to pick it up in a minute, but let me see if I have more comments from the other platforms, and I'll go back again to the YouTube backup channel to look for that. And I think, if I'm right, I was able to see Ayomi Kun. So, Atikati Baba Mukaila said, Yoruba nation means liberation to all Africans. I think I read that. Ayomi Kundamiju said, Yoruba nation is the solution to the black race. Thank you so much. Nonso is giving me thumbs up on the Twitter space. Those ones, they don't take nonsense. They are in the full support of a Biafra government de facto and the one that Simon Ekpa is running back outside. And like I said, if all the Yoruba is against Biafra, my alliance with them will not stop. Because we're not going to run the same country. They run their government, we run our own in the near future. But why should we disagree with them? They want to go, let them go. If they are not going to be allowed to go, I pray, and like I say to you, I will consult my oracle to make sure that they continue to pray for Simon Ekpa to have everything he needs to defeat the government. But you don't fight the government with a conventional war. They will kill every one of you. We will fight, and I say we because we will get to that stage as well. You see, Yoruba people, we are too slow to act. That is where we are today. I said this some few months, if not last year, and one day I went on Twitter, they were calling me out there. I just went to that space. They said, hey, that's Koiki, go spokesman. Oh yeah, come and talk. And they started bombarding me with questions. You said that you need 60,000 weapons. I said, yes. Brand new AK-47, 60,000. I will tell Baba Kitoye to declare tomorrow morning. But I need a lot of bullets. I need RPG. I need everything. But you can't fight the government conventionally. IRA never fought Britain like that. They fought them with what they call guerrilla warfare. America ran away from, I think, one of those Asian countries because they couldn't last the fight. So if anybody thinks that when Biafra is declared or not, because December 2nd declaration will not just be a declaration, it's a declaration to take control of what belongs to them, and they're ready to die with their blood on that. You see, what people don't understand is this is not Kunle Afonlayo's script. This is not all these Yoruba actors and actresses writing the script. You cannot defeat an ideology. If you like, take out the head. There are many heads that are even worse than the one that you take out. And that's the mistake that Boko Haram did with Yemi Osibajo, that short man devil. I call Yemi Osibajo the short man devil because he is a learned person better than Olori Buruku Buhari. But because of all the crime that they love to commit, they think that they kidnap Nnamdi Kanu and that is the end of it. For where? Those that sold Nnamdi Kanu out, some of them don't buy. Now Simon Ekpa pops up. Simon Ekpa, born in 1980, is now strangulating them. What Simon Ekpa now needs from us, the Yoruba, is to prepare to push down Nigeria as well. So why should we be against it? That is the question. We don't trust them. No, but do you trust your whole family in Nigeria? You don't. The same family that you told them to buy this, they bought their own stuff, they forget about your own. So don't come and tell us about trust. They want freedom, we want freedom. That's all. Biafra Super Media say, I can't sleep but enjoying this program. But this program will end though. I'll go back to sleep. So I only have 20 minutes and then we can end it. So if you're new to the platform, shout out to you. But the most important thing is to wrap it up with the last 20 minutes. Why should everybody be free? We've now understand the reason why Yoruba Nation needs to pop up. But why do you think every Nigerian needs to be free? That is the next question. Quickly. Why do you think that every Nigerian needs to be free? Let me quickly appreciate my brother. I always miss his comment until I finish the program, but luckily I can catch it up right now. Abiodun George says, I love your orientation. Thank you so much. Good morning, Mrs. Esther Olawale. I shout out to you, all our beautiful sisters, that Nigeria wants to corrupt into doing things that you should not do. Is because the country, I can't bring anybody in. I'm sorry. I know there's a request coming through. Should we take it? Or maybe just a brief, because it's too early and I don't want more than a noise that I can control. So, Nosa, go ahead. I'll give you just a minute, please. Go ahead straight. You're welcome. Mm. Your mic is a bit low, but maybe you put a mouth into the so that we can hear you, because we have other platforms and they might not listen to what you're saying. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, go ahead. It's much better. Looks like you just drink that kunu. Go ahead. That voice is so low, but I hope that other people on the space can listen. But to be honest, even me cannot get what you're saying, and my other audience will struggle. So, but I hope the people on the Twitter space can hear you. But it went loud at the earlier, and it dropped down again. So I don't know whether you're using an earpiece or something. All right, as long as the people on the space can hear you, that's fine. All right, go ahead. The last 30 seconds, because we got to move forward. Oh yeah, the kids that were arranged at the court, yes. Okay.
just want to use that as an example.
Okay, let me ask the question that maybe you can just guide us a little bit. Would this have happened in another country with children protesting with other countries' flag? Because that was the reason why they were arranged to court. Do you think that we are too over judging the situation because of we want to go and we don't care whatever people are doing, even though that could be wrong? Do you think that it was wrong or right for the government to have hold on to those young children? And they were saying that they were adults, that some of them are even married, but we saw the malnutrition in them because they've been kept in the prison for 30 days or whatever. Do you think that this would happen in any other client country around the world?
Sir, to answer the question very straight, it is the answer is capital no. It can never happen anywhere in the world. Only in Nigeria this kind of things can fly.
And the question back again is, when Nnamdi Kanu's situation popped up 4 years ago, because Nnamdi Kanu has been held in captivity after kidnap and rendition, the same Nigerians, were so excited. But I saw, okay, somebody's even correcting me, that it is 90 days, not 30 days. Thank you so much, ma. Nnamdi Kanu, after he was brought back, from the kidnap and rendition, I now see that the Arewa on their tweet, and I posted that yesterday, says that Nnamdi Kanu was right about this country. Why is the Arewa reacting now, but they were not reacting the same way 4 years ago?
Thank you very much. Because the reason why is very, very clear. And we really understand what is going on. Look, it doesn't really matter what you call me today, but it really matters the name you are going to call me tomorrow. That is just the fact that it's playing now. They never knew that somebody like our Prime Minister is going to march. Did you get the point? If they knew that somebody like our Prime Minister who you can never bar, just like the way they bought the remaining other criminals and sold our leader to them. So that was the reason why you see now they see that all the effort and everything has now totally become in vain. So they have to speak the truth. They have to start saying it the way it is. But just that because the kind of kakia that they are playing is something like that already. What is different with what my leader Mazin Namikano is doing from what our Prime Minister is doing today? Is there any difference? But you know what? Because they have both that one that they are praising him, trying to condemn the other one, but they are also doing the same thing. Anybody who is praising Mazin Namikano is praising someone because they are in the same page. That is the point. Because they never knew that somebody like our Prime Minister will emerge and take over the struggle from wherever they kidnap our leader from. That was what happened.
And the last question I'm going to ask you before we move on, and you've really helped us to get a bit of clarity. Do you think that Tinubu is now giving the room for the Arewa to react, that they now believe what Nnamdi Kanu was saying? Is it because of Tinubu's now? Because when Buhari was there, we didn't see this kind of reaction from the Arewas. Maybe I didn't, but I didn't see as much. But right now, is it because there's a change of government? And let's be factual, is a Yoruba man, and that is now playing for the Arewa to now go in line with what Nnamdi Kanu was saying?
Let me tell you, my brother, you see, even before Tinubu was elected, he already knew that Mazin Namikano was elected. And, maybe despite their game and their promises, we all know how Tinubu came into the power. So we are not talking about that, first of all. And I tell you before that it is not even because of Tinubu. Tinubu himself have seen the activities and see the consistencies of our Prime Minister and Biafra government in Asia. They have seen and they know how prepared and how ready we are to defend our land and how we are standing on our ground despite the kidnapping of our people. Tinubu in the other way around understand the games, and I believe, one way or the other, it's not really working the way all the criminals who really kidnapped him, the Fulani Janja who thinks that the Nigerians were there and they can take the Nigerian words we say we don't want. So he's not really playing the card very well. It's not going down well with them. So, but I will tell you categorically clear that it is only the activity of the Biafra government in Esa under the leadership of our Prime Minister that is shaking this zoo. I am telling you, that is the only thing.
All right. There's no doubt about that in my mind as well. Thank you so much, Nusa. I think you have done justice to this discussion at the early hours of this morning. And what Nusa was saying, he was using the minors that were taken to court, and I was trying to just be a devil advocate as a journalist to see if I can push him to say something that will please the government in Nigeria. And he says, no, Koiki, is no. This can happen anywhere in the world. It's because Nigeria is a zoo, and that's why. I also threw the question to Nusa about why the Arewas are now reacting as against the reaction when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Malami was speaking in Hausa, and like the Biafra superstar says, Arewas are selfish. They praise Allah when Kanu was kidnapped. And let me go to a mother of many hearts and a lover of freedom, hardworking, dedicated to the movement and the cause. And I can only appreciate her, whether she's here or not, because like I always say, she was one out of the 6 people that went with me after work. She came to join us at the last day before. I knew Igbo was going to be released, but they didn't know. And we were in the cold. It was winter. And I was saying, should I tell them we should go home? But since I was not told, we did what we have to do, shouting, free Igbo. And about 24 hours later, Igbo was free. And I'm sure they're like, Koiki, why didn't you tell us that Igbo will be free so that we don't have to stand in the cold? That is nobody else but Madam Comfort Ologunja, or Mommy Comfort Ologunja. And she put something out there. She says, I believe that everyone are now feeling the pinch and they see the reality that Nigeria can never work. That is a great one, as we're going to be ending this program in the next 9 minutes. So that will be just 1 hour, 30 minutes. Triple DRS, good morning to you. As you're waking up from any part of the world, as you're going to bed, the question that I asked at the beginning was, why do Yoruba people want freedom? Oh no, what is Yoruba nation? I am not asking the final question. If I can pick more of your comments in 3 minutes, why do all Nigerians need to be free now? Free. Why do we need to free ourselves? Even ourselves, because Hausa is different from Fulani. So thank you so much, Mrs. Comfort Ologunja. Let me see if I pick more comment. Ayomikun Damiju says, the most senseless war America have been in until today. America regret fighting the Vietnam War. That is the one I was looking for. America will never forget Vietnamese. So if anybody is in doubt of what can be of Biafra and the federal government in the next couple of weeks to come, don't think it is like the 1967. The world has become much more advanced. And many of the Biafrans, just like the Yorubas, wants to do nothing more than what the UN says we should do. Leave Nigeria peacefully. Tell your government, even if they disagree with you, do your rallies. But the government started using hard weapons against innocent people. And this time around, the Biafra has now raised the bar. And you know what that means? I am a journalist. If you need to defend yourself, you will need weapons. The reason why Israel continues to be not to be defeated yet is because they have sophisticated weapon protecting them against that region called Middle East. If not, they would have taken them out. And that means America pumps money in there. Russia continues to request, maybe, I don't know, that's what they're saying, North Korea to help. So what I'm trying to say is that to defeat any government, you need a lot of creating awareness and also preparing to buy enough weapons to fight. Without weapons, you can't fight. The reason why weapon is all over the world is because UK doesn't want anybody to come and invade them. If anything don't buy with any plane that is moving up there without any indicator where it's going, the RAF will pull out quickly and will shut it down. So if Nigerian government does not sit down, I still want peace, dissolution. If Nigerian government just think, we can't do anything, we will defeat them, we will use, look, it will be bloody. And I don't think we need that. The Biafra wants to go, let them go. Yoruba wants to go, let them go. If the North doesn't want to go, they can keep Nigeria. So I have about 5 minutes, and I just want to appreciate everyone. It's good when you turn the camera on. There will always be people listening to you. Good morning, Mr. Brown Akinola. Triple DRS says we need to be free so that we can take care of ourselves and reach where God wants us to be. That is the right word. Where does God want us to be? To have our identity, our language, our culture, a dewa, to communicate, to work, and to do what is needed to save humanity. So we are not here attacking any Nigerians. My utterances might not be of a comfort to many of you, but I believe 4 years down the line, you can now realize that, okay, maybe Koiki was right. We might not have loved him as a person. Maybe it is time that we need to free. But if you are still one of those obedient movement, Atiku movement, Tinubu movement, and you think that another election is the interest of Nigeria, let me say that is a capital no. We can go back on the round table, dissolve Nigeria so that everybody is free. We will still have the neighbors. We will still be well loved. I can even go and tell people, look, go and marry Igbo if you think that is where you will find your love. If you think that you want to do business in Yoruba land, respect our laws, respect who are. But I don't want a situation where one day local government chairman just wake up and say, we will change all the names that are Igbos, even though we're still in Nigeria. So you can see that that is creating tension. When we have our country, we can decide whatever we want to do. But when you are in Nigeria and you are saying that you are one country, that means you can't push people out, even though they are on your territory. The only way you can do such is when you have your own country. You can decide based on the constitution. So when they are demanding Sharia, they forget that they are Christian that doesn't want to know anything called Sharia. I was born a Muslim, but I don't want to live in a Sharia environment. Yemi Fatoke, thank you so much. I think I have one more comment coming through this. I don't want to touch the phone. Let me go here. So we have 3 minutes to end this program, and I hope you've enjoyed. We've laughed, we've talked, but the seriousness aspect of it is that nobody wants anybody to kill anybody, but people must be ready to die for something that they believe in. So if the government of Tinubu or the world thinks that they can do anything, well, you can't. People want to be free, let them to be free. That is the fact. I think the comment is coming from the backup channel. Scars Gold, it's been a while, says, am I cold? Let me read again Comfort Ologunja because I can see it clearly here. I believe that everyone are now feeling the pinch and see the reality that Nigeria can never work. Scars Gold say, I have an Hausa colleague that told me that Hausas and Fulanis are inseparable. They are the same. Really? Well, they've really pushed them out. But to be honest with you, we will still have indigenous Hausas because there's a woman that I listened to. I can't remember her name now. Very bold. There's still difference between Hausas because we have Hausa Christians. And I don't think an Hausa Christians want to, share the same belief with a criminal terrorist called Fulanis. So as much as I might agree with you, but we will still have indigenous Hausas. And I'm sure everybody will agree with me on that as well. So we have 2 minutes to say shout out to you all. It's been a pleasure, coming out to talk to you. And I'm not here on my own. We have been running this platform for the last an hour, 28 minutes. I honestly understand the feelings of Nigeria that, so this country would break like this with all these people. To be honest with you, the country was never a country until the UK decided to call it their own country. I say, but Koiki, they gave us independence. Now, why do they talk like this? No, all that is bullshit. The UK rigged the first election in 1959. They gave the North the edge against the rest of us. And that is exactly what is playing out. You might say, but how are you going to capture Nigeria with all this military that cannot take out the Boko Haram because they're part of it? The people that wants to die for something, I don't know how you're going to stop them. It's going to be a very tough one. So what I'm saying, for peace to reign, let Tinubu speak to the Yorubas and the Biafra and let's divide the country. But whether he does that or not, decision of whoever wants to go, will do what they need to do. A very good morning and thank you so much. Have a blessed week. Star Radio UK will not be on. Archie is still under the weather. He spoke to me yesterday, so I might not be coming out as much today, but probably when I come back later in the evening, we will do what we need to do to continue to raise the bar of awareness. Moki Walen Konsio, Ashe, Anisheti, Amadele Liri, all hail Biafra, all hail Arewa, the Scottish, all the freedom fighters and Bazonia, and God bless Yoruba land. A very good morning, and God bless you all. Bye for now.